So I just begin to see that when the Lord breathed his breath into us, he began to also breathe his blood into us, because that the life of the flesh is in the blood. And it says that, in him we have our being, and we have our movement. So the substance and the reality of faith is love, and the substance of love is actually him who embodies all things, the foundations of all things. And in 1 Corinthians, it says that faith, you can have faith and hope and love, but out of all three, love is the greatest. So just like you were saying, like faith is the transportation device by love. Faith pulls you into the substance of love, and by the hope of being pulled into the essence of love, Christ, that's where we begin to be established by the boiling substance and reality of the beating heart of the Father, by the Father giving the fullness of himself in flesh by the Son. Because when you see the Son, you see the Father. So you see the embodiment of the Father through the word of life coming as a man, and the seed of the Father. Yeah, I was saying that in scripture, I believe it's in Isaiah, it says that those that didn't even seek me found me. How is that? How is that those who operate in their own will or outside of the realm of government of love finds him? Because he, is the realm of all things. Love fills all things.
Yes.
Love fills all things. There's no space in time, or there's no space that love doesn't fill. It's the fulfillment of time. It's the fulfillment and a foundation of all things.
Yes.
So for those that don't even know him, or that didn't even seek him, found him, because love pulls them. Love is like it's like the gravity. It's like a magnet. It's like a magnet. It pulls you into the will of the Father. It pulls you into the will of the Son. So that you may know him, the essence of love, the foundation of love.
Yes.
And this is the Father's heart. That even though God has given us free will to choose him or to not choose him, but there's a longing for creation. There's a sound that's being released by love in creation, so that the foundation of our being that was fashioned by his blood, fashioned by the design of his heart, would be pulled into the fulfillment, that it is written, that it is finished because of love. So just like Rahab with the scarlet ribbon in the window, and I begin to see how the scarlet ribbon that hangs from the window is actually the window of his broken body being poured open, so that we can enter into the caverns of his love, the holy embrace of his blood upon our bodies, pulling us into the mysteries of unveiled, this mysteries of this holy union, and this matrimony of the melody of love coming forth from the pores of our heart, so that the fulfillment of his will, the fulfillment of his heart, the weepings of his heart would be love found in his bride. Will I find faith when I come on earth? When I come to earth, will I find faith on earth? So the faith on earth that he's looking for is the rising of the sons. The risings of the sons that won't be shaken, won't be moved, because they live in an unshakable kingdom, and the unshakable kingdom is the kingdom of love. Yeah, and just to add on to what she said, because I feel like as a church there's I guess a movement against self-love, but in a sense of self-centeredness. But I think what Elizabeth was saying, like self-love as honoring yourself in the center in the foundation of how Christ has made you from his heart and from his gaze upon your life, so that the love of the essence of who he created you to be would be a manifestation of his will in your life. And two, I was thinking about I was seeing where it says in Isaiah that it pleased the Father to bruise the Son. And then there's another verse that says, you know, what father doesn't discipline the son that he loves? But the discipline in the perspective of us is like, oh, taking away certain things, or a measure of force, whatever, and stuff like that. But the father's discipline is actually love. It's actually melting away those things that would hinder you from approaching him or stepping into the reality of the finished work of him dying upon the cross, of him pouring his heart out, the poetry in his blood that would be written upon our hearts, so that the word that was established from the beginning would be pulled into every part of our life. And this is the pleasing and the pleasures of the bruising of the Lamb. That the bruising of the Lamb would actually be the bruising of a heart that would be poured out in the bliss of joy. So it's a bruising unto joy. It's a bruising unto love being fulfilled in all the places and the spaces of our life.
Yes.
So when we walk in the essence of love. We walk in the steps of his bruised feet, the steps of light, the steps of truth, the steps of righteousness.